This is The Long War. I'm Robbie B, acting host of the Battle Reports, and with me is my partner in crime, Kenny Boucher. What's up, man?
Yo, dog, great to be here as usual.
So we got an interesting treat. This is our first West Coast Guerrilla Battle Report that Kenny filmed. This is actually, your first game in Hollywood?
Yeah, it's the first game. Guerrilla is probably a term that's more exciting than it is. That means we used a smartphone to film it with a monopod in a local hobby store out here called Next Gen Game of Comics here in Hollywood.
So I feel like it's totally underground.
It's super underground. It's right on the strip. It's a cool ass game store with a couple of tables, some OG, Realm of Battle terrain sets, some cool hobby nerds in there, and people chilling out reading some comic books and magazines. It was a real cool, chill place.
That's what's up. I mean, it's always cool to see some really cool stores that aren't your own. And I know I'll be looking around during the video at some of what's going on and some of the product offerings and the terrain, etc. So I guess if you're in Hollywood, check this store out, right?
Oh yeah, definitely one of the coolest places to kick it out here. So
you guys played what? A 2,000 point game. ITC Battle Report. What was the actual objectives?
This is what classic, their progressive MALSTROM scoring system where like a 1 and 2 and 3 is like objectives 1, 2, and 3. 4, 5 is like kill a unit. Or I'm probably misremembering it, but like one of them is like be in his side of the table and him not being yours, deployment zone wise, or something there. There's a lot of like maneuvering based ones. Mm-hmm. There's one where it's like have 3 in yours and none of his or some shit. There's a couple of cool ones, some really easy ones. The bulk of the chart is filled out with taking one of the 3 major objectives or killing models. Like those are the primary things. And what's interesting about their scoring is you don't pick up the point until you roll again on the MALSTROM chart.
So basically you can be countered.
Absolutely. So I think that's a really interesting take on it, honestly, because a lot of progressive is like, I jump on it, my turn ends, I got the points, you can't stop me. This is, their protocol is literally like, now at the beginning of your turn, roll on the chart again. See if you scored anything in the previous turn. Now these are your new objectives. So it's like, it's pretty interesting. You got to think about how you're going to take objectives while protecting your units on them. You don't get to just say these 5 scouts got this. Nah, dog, it's 5 scouts.
Well, wait, if I remember correctly, isn't there another thing too? Like when you get one that's a multiple objective, you have to say, hey, I'm going to try to score these 2 points, or hey, I'm just going to try to do the 1.
You roll like 3 times in the chart, discarding 1 and picking the 2 you want. Mm-hmm. And if you get like 2 objective ones, you can cash them in, like hold 3 objectives and get 3 points or something like that. But if you say you're going to do it, that's it. You can't go back and say, oh, I still got the 1 point. No.
So would you say that's no takesy backsies?
No takesy backsies.
No takesy backsies.
It's like called like the tactical gambit or something like that.
That's what's up. That always adds that extra level of complexity and risk versus reward, which I think is pretty cool. If not in casual games, definitely in a tournament format, I feel like.
No doubt. And it's real simple. It's MALSTROM is one of the, whoever wins MALSTROM gets points. Then it's base objectives. Whoever wins that gets points. And then the standard bonus objectives. So it's a win-loss format. So the person with the most one of these points moves on to the next round. And simple, there's no margin of like how many points I got over you. I just have to get more points than you. So that's the format. One of the easy things about a win-loss format, you just have to focus on winning. So there's an ease of play there. Here's a quick look at my 2,000 point Chaos Army. You'll notice there's no bunker, and I've added some smaller demon units that I normally don't play with. That turns out I just don't have a bunker.
Well, yeah, I mean, you had to go boost up to 2K, so I can see what you did there. It looks like bloodletters. Ooh, there's some guard.
Yep, Catachan Guard Army with Librarius Conclave and Achilex's Assassin.
This is going to be an interesting matchup because he can't set up directly across from you because you'll pounce on him with those scout moves for those hounds. And also those Maulafines will get in quick if you sleep on them.
Yep. So I got to go first, and he definitely no-deployed me.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Totally castled in the corner with his huge blob squad with the Conclave and the Priest, and he has Psycho Shock grenades. He's got a big blob squad I don't want any piece of that can hit and run. And Yeah, it's not good. So basically, my flesh hounds, they just immediately have a different role now. They're gonna
I like how you spread out your pink hordes over there because you knew he was gonna go after him with your with the wyverns.
Yep, you got to make him think about things. So I'm out of range to wyverns. The hounds jump up. They got into his deployment zone, and my Maulafine my Soul Grinder is looking at objective 2. So as long as I can keep that sorcerer and Maulafine alive, and these hounds, which he has no guns in range of, I should pick up 2 Maelstrom points by the time I roll again.
See, this is a really interesting look because it looks like he's boxed in the corner there, and you've taken the center, which if you get some good pulls, you're going to be able to jump up on objectives. But the thing is, like, he's got range with his wyverns, and he has that blob squad that can run out and pounce on the center if he decides to. So really, I feel like the game is going to be more for the secondaries almost.
Absolutely. And so he's smart. He's consolidating his resources. He started taking shots at he killed my Herald already, got first blood in the big horse squad. So I can't even generate. I had the Paradox. Left. Yeah, I had the Paradox cube and I lost it. So I'm not making new units. So I do score my 2 points this turn. He's waiting for his vendettas, obviously. I get those Maulafines out and I just jump on this Chimera.
At the top of the screen there.
The reason is because his Keylix's assassins rolling in that transport. I cannot have that Keylix assassin shutting down on my power, so I had to slow his movement down. But unfortunately, Maulafines are hanging out there, though, you know?
Yeah, that's an issue because he can come in with those airdrops, get on some stuff there. But also, too, you had to do that because you're already down psychic points. You can't be letting him get in on you like that. How do you kill it? Oh, he's going after him. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just letting you guys realize that he's gonna drop in.
There they are.
Yeah, he's dropping in his Elysian drop troops, and he brought all of his vendettas in. So he's making short work of my Soul Grinder, and he made short work of both of my Maulafines. Perfect execution of a plan. He was able to capitalize on one of his tactical objectives, which was just kill enemy units this turn.
Oh, did he do the gamble to get like extra?
No, he didn't think he could do it. Okay. Honestly, you got to get a little lucky to have 2 melted guns blow up a vehicle than 2 do it again. Like, it's not, especially when the vehicle's having multiple saves. So he didn't want to take the chance just yet.
I was gonna say I would almost put each 2 squads on 1 guy, but I guess he split the difference.
Yep, he had him in a situation where he could. So I did score my points again. The good thing is that pretty much every time, basically, I have the ability to score like 80% of the chart because of just the nature of my army and the maneuverability. So I am typically putting 2 points on the board every turn. This turn, I needed to kill a unit. Bellicor, I landed him and jinxed. Killed some Elysian drop troops.
Does he only have 1 wound left?
He has taken 1 wound.
Okay.
And he tried shooting him when he was in the air. He's like, nah, can't mess with this guy. So yet again,
turns out,
easy score, get 2 points. But I gave him a little free advice here. I said, hey, those wyverns can make short work of Bellicor if you get some good hits.
No jink.
Jinx.
Or no cover save, rather.
Yeah, you get nothing against that. So, he's making his plays. He's moving up the blob squad, but he keeps getting bogged down to this big piece of terrain. And,
I got you, yeah.
On his side of the table. So, he's like, damn, he's not moving it as fast as he wanted to because he thought I would charge him by now. But obviously, I'm not trying to charge a squad that's going to go, 3d6 hit and run. And because they keep rolling bad on their difficult terrain, he's shutting his own psychic powers down. And he landed that vendetta to pound me with those templates. I immediately pounced out, surrounded it because he has the company command squad in there, or the infantry platoon command squad. So it's an objective secure unit. So I surrounded it, close-attached it, killed all the dudes in it so he wouldn't have an objective secure element in my backfield.
So you got his HQ?
No, it was the platoon command squad.
Oh, okay.
His warlord is actually one of his librarians, and
interesting.
So that's the way he did it because he figured they had more resilience.
Yeah, when you're hiding a blob squad, probably.
Yep. And so exactly. So I jumped onto Keylix's. He countercharged me, so now he's finally gonna be able to use a hit and run when he needs to. I think he honestly thought he was just gonna kill those spawn, but then after rolling a billion attacks and having to bounce off a spawn,
Yeah, a lot of people underestimate just how resilient they are.
And here's another example: my Chaos Army consolidating resources in the backfield. So, that the Flesh Hounds are in position to take any one of the objectives they need to. They're so fast. So he did it. He did the 3d6 hit and run in my turn.
So you got that extra boost.
I picked up my points again. I'm running away with progressive, but that little orange objective there is my base objective. There's almost nothing I can do to stop the 35 objective secure guys from taking that objective from me.
And you can't summon either.
No, and there's nothing. I mean, I can't.
But they can't make a speed bump. Sometimes speed bumps are worth time, and time is priceless in this game.
No, exactly. And so it's become clear to me that I'm going to lose base objectives, and I have to now instantaneously focus on how to still pull down points. Like right now, I've won the game, but the game goes on.
Oh my! So that looked like a really close game up to that point too.
I would have barely won it. So now he's able to get his Legion drop tubes in position. I'm able to just cast some psychic powers and keep my units resilient. I'm taking all the progressive points. My biggest concern here is I cannot lose my Warlord. It's in this combat. So I cannot lose my Warlord because I've killed his Warlord. If I lose the Warlord, I lose the game. Yeah,
I was like, this is probably going to come down to like tertiaries and stuff here. So you definitely don't. It's going to come down to like Linebreaker and like Warlord and stuff.
Yep. And he's also he's working the pipe dream of a turn 7 good Maelstrom roll and taking the game back from me through tying Maelstrom. If he ties Maelstrom, he'll win the game. I need to win Maelstrom, give up the base objectives, and not give up my Warlord. And so my Warlord is in the combat with the Blob Squad, and I basically need to like keep it. Like he has Iron Arm, so he's able to keep boosting up and taking on challenges, and he's booned out a few times now. He's a monster in close combat, so I'm not afraid of one-on-one combat with his sorcerers unless they force up and get a lucky hit,
which is definitely a thing when you have a Librarius.
Yep. And so basically that's what it's coming down to. Can he get the force up? Can he wound my toughness 8 model? He needs a 6 to hit that wound. He's unable to do it. I had to take the challenge.
Chaos.
So it's silly chaos, so he's got one more turn to stop my Flesh Hounds from having Linebreaker.
But you're out of range probably.
He's got a Wyvern in range. He's got Vendetta. He's got Vendettas that Lance Cannons can see.
Oh, they're all pointed that way, so it's all going to come down to those guys in that corner.
Well, but the thing is, they're closer to models that aren't in the corner. So like true. he's got it, and I failed to clutch endurance there, so he's got to kill like the first 5 hounds, and he's like, well, if I can kill these hounds, I win this game, or if I kill this Warlord, I have one chance to kill this Warlord again.
So basically, you're going to need to make 5-up saves.
Yep, I need to make, which is what I do all day.
I was like, okay, so you won.
So 5-up saves all day, but it came down real close though. He could have killed that Warlord and still won the game. And like I said, that Warlord with Iron Arm up is toughness 8, and that is basically the best defense you can have against a same weapon skill character that needs 6s to wound you.
Well, yeah, because you're gonna have to challenge. He's gonna have to do something about it. He wants to get in there and draw, and that's actually when that is actually a benefit for Chaos. This might be the one time that actually benefits Chaos, because he's gonna have to throw on that, and we all know how relatively weak Loyalist Space Marines are when it comes to trying to wound bigger, better things.
Yeah, especially the Librarians. I mean, and I was winning challenges all day. Like he was feeding me little guys, then I was booning up. And like I ended up having like +1 strength, +1 attack, like +1 weapon skill. Like he's a straight beast right now. So like straight up, like he'd have to fight against a guy who is, strength 9, 4 attacks at a higher weapon skill. He's like, no chance of killing this Warlord.
I feel like conversely, like if he had extra points, because I know he spent a lot of points on that Blob Squad. If he had the extra points to put into Force Axes on his Librarians, that probably would have worked better for him.
They did all have Force Axes.
Oh wow, really?
They're
okay.
Free. Force Axes are free, but Strength 5 versus Toughness 8 is a 6 to wound.
That's true. Okay, you're right.
Because my dude's on a pipe.
Yep.
Yeah, and so as you can see, I obviously, I had to play my ass off there to pull that win out. The game did turn sideways on me real quick, but we ended the game in an objective raw dog tie. And so I felt pretty good about that. That was me and Arthur's first game out here in Hollywood. We've since then played more games and just keep enjoying ourselves out here and bringing hobby back.
No doubt, man. Well, that was a really tight game. You kind of you were a little modest there. I feel like you were like, I kind of hung in. You hung in there. You hung tough for 7 turns, dude. I think you did just fine. No, it was an exciting game to watch.
Tough all day. Anyway, I feel like that's it from my end. If there's anything veterans at home see that they think could have played differently, any questions, feel free to leave comments here. Obviously find us on Facebook, Find us on YouTube.
It's like Kenny said, head on over to thelongwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.
If you like these battle reports, check out thelongwar.net. Become a member of the Hall of Veterans today for the fastest growing library of wargame related video content, modeling, painting, and playing. Not to mention all the sick discounts I receive from some of our sponsors. TheLongwar.net is committed to bringing hobby back, and we can't do it without you.